and I are, Hope and Deb are here. And can you spell your name for me, just sure?
It's Margaret.
I just want to make sure I get it spelled right.
Margaret.
Okay, thank you. I just hate when I get people's names misspelled. Okay, so should we start the meeting with a vote about whether or not we're going to do Zoom?
Well, my concern is it's already in effect.
And then,
January 10th, we already had it.
and then after January 10th, things came up that became a problem.
Okay, so I think we could vote tonight and say that in fact that as of now, we're not going to do the Zoom. And we cordially invite anybody who would like to know more to come and attend our meetings.
Well, we would have to put it on the agenda.
We will next time. We don't have to put it on today. I'm bringing it as a concern,
Well,
as a board member concern.
It's been on the agenda every single time that said we don't hold Zoom meetings, but I put the Zoom link on the last couple of times.
That's not true.
We put the Zoom on time.
That's not true. I just reviewed all the minutes as we were sitting here. That's not true.
What's not true?
What you just said.
Which part of it, Nick?
What you just said.
The whole thing?
Okay.
This says,
Then you can continue. Go ahead.
this says we
Just
no
letting you know
longer
it's
hold
not
Zoom
true.
It's
meetings.
on the agendas every time.
It's been on every single agenda. We no longer hold Zoom meetings yet. I put Zoom links on.
And that is not true, please.
Okay,
Well,
I would
I
like,
want to know where it is in the meeting that what I'm saying is not true. Where it is in the minutes.
If
What
you
is it?
refer to the minutes,
Which minutes and what does it say?
in the past,
The Zoom.
In the
Doesn't
past,
have
does
to.
that help me?
Zoom does not go on the Zoom. It goes on the agenda. And it's
This
put
is how
out
all the
every
meetings
month
are
on
run.
the
This is
agenda,
not good.
okay?
yeah, that's why it should be recorded.
And so if we are already here, we've done our roll call, we haven't been a quorum. So I am going to make a motion that we suspend using Zoom, okay, until there becomes a real necessary reason for it. I don't want to say, forget it and never have it again.
but for the time being,
Yeah, until we really prove that we need it. And considering I don't want to go into the argument yet. Okay, until it proves to be necessary. How's
I will
that?
second that.
Okay.
Seconds.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're not gonna have a motion to talk? Oh, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, discussion.
But
Okay,
we really
discussion.
do have to have an argument on it next, right? And my reasoning is that if Zoom were really necessary, we would have people using it, and we don't, okay? And Zoom has proven, because we are more casual than a strict meeting that you would have in, the Senate or something, because our tech meetings are a little bit more casual. People just take things out of context and stuff, so they're welcome to come.
So
Invite people to come.
my concern with that is taking out of context is exactly what can happen with it when it's just minutes, right? And if we look at the current minutes right now, they're not proper, right?
The current minutes we have here are 3 times as much as you're supposed to do.
Minutes
You
are
are
not
not
supposed to be
supposed to
detailed.
discuss what anybody says or et cetera. What you are to do is to write out what was discussed, not necessarily in detail. We discussed the budget for such and such. You are supposed to write out the motions, who made what, and how it was voted on. And in that piece, we don't do a good job. It should be, it should be that who was for, who was against, who was against. And other than that, if you go through the Robert's rules, our minutes are there. Now, if there's something there that you think should be included, then we have to discuss that. If you think there's something that really needs to be there.
So I was trying to touch upon the topic you had said that people can watch the video and take it out of context and such, right? they can easily do that out of the minutes, so I don't understand why that would be a concern of removing the Zoom. If anything, it's gonna bring clarity to what the meeting was
Well,
like.
we do have a tape if
So-
anybody needs clarity, but the fact that we're uncomfortable with Zoom, okay, because we feel like we have to be more formal. And, the fact that people aren't really clamoring to get, to come to the Zoom meetings. And the fact that everybody is welcome to come. And we do not have the policy like some of the other boards in town where you can't discuss something that was already brought up in the meeting, which kind of seems kind of foolish to me. People are welcome to come and discuss anything, and we're willing to break protocol when necessary in order to be with them. So I think we're belaboring something that,
So I've had many people thank me for having that Zoom because while they may not be on it at the time, now you're saying there's a recording. Where are these recordings? Because I have not seen.
I don't know,
many.
where did they go?
I send them right to the town.
They send them to
Within
the
a
town,
week
once they
after
go to-
the
everything written up.
Thank you. Hello.
So I when it comes to following Robert's rules or not, that, I mean, this is, we're talking about an item that hasn't even been voted to be put on the agenda.
Okay.
So,
I think that.
so hold it, if I
people
may,
I'm sorry.
now I lost my train.
Well,
I got
bring it
you.
up later, because it's important.
Okay, Zoom was a necessity when we were in the pandemic and could not meet in person. Zoom is not required, recordings are not required. All that are required are minutes, and minutes do not have to be detailed. That is all that we are required to do.
So why would you want to do the minimum for the people that we represent?
Well, I think what they.
Because you keep saying many people, thank you for the recordings. I have heard nobody thank
Okay,
you.
well, that's fine.
If I had people coming to me saying, thank you for the recordings, or could you record it?
But my question is, why would you want to do the minimum for the people?
Because the people don't seem to care from my point of view.
Well, I think the fact that it makes us uncomfortable and stilted, and it's out of our norm. So anyways.
If people tell you that, tell them to contact me. I'm chair of the board. I would like to see people tell me that they're happy for that, because no one has ever told me that they wanted to come to the meetings, that they were watching.
We're not very receptive to people. So
I'm not very receptive to people. Thanks a lot, Nick.
thanks for the point, proven.
I had a bad week because it's finals. I'm not gonna put up with this shit. I have a goddamn migraine and I showed up here anyway.
Karen,
Thank
take
you.
a break, we'll move
I'm
on.
taking a break.
Good, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this is
how we usually go.
it's.
No,
I
they
hope
don't.
not.
No, they don't.
Being as a guest,
No.
an eye opener,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I like the recordings.
okay, point taken,
Yes.
Never had an argument like this before.
okay,
We have never had an argument like
I
this.
believe you, Jill.
So I didn't put the agenda in here, slap my wrist, and I had it.
Here, we got
I
a
had it.
copy
You know,
for
it's
you.
probably in the green folder with
You
all
got
the other stuff.
I can share it.
Yeah, I did have it. Okay, we have a particularly large amount of work to do tonight. And I think we need to focus, and I think we need to feel free to say, we don't have time to discuss this now. Can we discuss it in 2 weeks? Okay, if anything comes up, okay? We can table anything, and because we have 2 meetings in a month, I think it might be easier. The minutes for April 10th, did anybody have any corrections for that?
Yes.
Okay,
So it's, in my opinion, biased in how it's written, as though I'm expressing praise over just the research that was done. I don't,
okay, which part?
okay. At the very end on the back,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, okay.
the very end, while I absolutely thanked for the work, that was done. There's no mention, to me, it makes it say that I'm in praise of the whole research paper, which is not true. I thank for the work, but the research is concerning of how I believe, I don't have it in front of me, it was only 16 people surveyed. It doesn't have to go into details, but at least some sort of acknowledgement.
I gotta find out. I gotta get this.
Okay, so
I just don't want somebody to take it out
you
of
felt
context.
what you had
context.
said about the teen center research was taken out of context.
I feel as though it can easily be interpreted as somebody thinking I'm praising the work of the research, and that's my concern with it.
Okay, I gotta read this then.
Okay, so you didn't think,
I think it's,
you didn't want to be praising the research itself.
The work of the research, but the quality that it is, it's just, it can easily be where I'm supporting the research. That's my concern.
Yeah,
Again, going into details, I understand it's not appropriate per se in the minutes.
no, that's okay. That's okay, because of something like that is in it.
I need to get a tissue.
Okay. I read it as you were thanking Debbie for sort of coordinating the research, not the results. That's the way I had read it.
Yeah, yeah, so I was thanking the person without mentioning names, right? I was thanking the product that was given, but I had also stated concern of the lack of people that were surveyed. Not in bashing her, right, the person, but just saying the quantity of the work was a concern.
Should we put down in our minutes then that Nick clarified his position?
I didn't read that far down yet. Guys, I'm
Yeah,
so
it's on
behind
the
on
very,
things.
very
I know about.
Right down at
Yeah.
the bottom.
I don't remember you saying you were concerned over the scope of the research at all.
Yeah,
If that's how you feel, you didn't say it.
I did during that one.
Do we have a Zoom on that to confirm? 'Cause I don't remember.
Yeah, we're actually trying to get those
Okay,
videos.
so let's just say that you clarified
Yeah.
the fact that you appreciated the amount of research that was done, period. There's not any negative comments there.
Sure.
Okay, okay, so let's put in that Nick clarified that he was appreciating the amount of research that our student did.
That's
Okay,
appropriate, thank you.
okay,
Okay, so Nick expressed his thank you to Deb over the Teen Center research. Forgive me, I don't remember. Nick asked if the actual researching stuff, although I've dabbled in it and whatever, and I've shared that with you guys, I don't know if my name should be mentioned, if anyone's name, but I don't know if you want to mention a name.
I have no problem
Should
giving
really
you
be
praise, but I didn't mention, I don't think you, but you can more
No, I'm
certainly
wondering
be-
because I would like to give credit
Yeah.
where credit is due, because
Yeah.
it's a teamwork effort.
Okay,
And I
if
would
you were part
hate
of
to
it,
think
sure.
if, say you're right, if Kayleen's mom or somebody were to read this and say, what the heck? You know, and even though we have, let me get my headphones for a second. And even though we have like,
This recording can
Kaylin's-
be posted because her name is never supposed to be mentioned.
Kayleen's,
That name is never supposed to be mentioned, so now we can't post the recording.
okay, but then how about something about a joint effort or
No,
something? I
let's-
don't want,
Let's just say that he was appreciative of the amount of research that was done in this, period. The
okay,
more we elaborate, the
Yeah.
more we're
That's
gonna
fair.
dig a hole.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah,
because it's,
because we've got people that are reading everything into everything, as you're right. Nick.
Correct.
So, okay,
Thank you.
was there anything
I like
else?
that
I
better,
didn't
too.
see anything else, but
Sorry.
I
I
didn't
like that
finish
better,
that
too.
paragraph above. Okay, oh yeah, I did read that. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I just would make friends without the apostrophe, but that's okay.
Well, I'm
That's
sorry.
That's a small grammar thing. Deb, this is in the middle of the first page.
Okay,
Just kill the apostrophe.
oh, I've got the wrong glasses, that's why I can't see. My music glasses, they aren't my reading glasses.
Okay, Kathy, it might just because of my migraine and I'm not focusing. Where are you?
Okay.
Just that.
Thank you.
Are we gonna be getting
Okay.
hold of?
Is there anything in here that's going to
The
move heaven
books
and earth if it
before
doesn't
they
get
get
taken down? Okay.
Like, do we have
Do we have
that or because this is gonna be May
We don't have
30th,
that,
or
okay.
29 or something.
Okay,
And the book
now,
sale's not till June. So
anybody
if we could
present to
take those
speak?
books,
Yeah.
would be
That's what I was
nice.
thinking.
And then
Well, would be you,
That would be me. That's
that
what-
would be her.
They, them?
Hey, that cute
Shades.
grandmother across from me would
Yeah.
like to,
Say a word.
she is super grandma, what, 17?
11 and 3.
Great
Great
grandchildren.
grandchildren. I have 3 and 11 grandchildren.
You think you're
It counts.
busy.
You have
Do you
no
rent them
idea.
out? I'm still waiting on grandchildren.
No.
Every week, there's at least one birthday in her
Oh,
family.
yeah, there's 3 this month.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, how can we help you?
Okay, so I don't know, I know a few, I don't know all of you personally, but my name is Margaret Yanklowski. I've lived in Wellington for 46 years. I worked in this library for 14 years. I'm a member of the Friends of the Library, a lifelong member of the Friends of the Library. I think I've held every position, all 4 positions in there over the years, so. Anyway, and I'm not speaking tonight as a member of the Friends of the Library. I'm speaking as an individual, so I want that to be noted.
You're gonna volunteer.
No.
More.
No,
Go ahead.
no, I do already as a Friends of the Library member. Anyway, I just have a few questions and to get the correct answers, I thought the best place to start would be with the library board. I hear rumors, I hear a lot of talk and, you know, it's like, okay, I really want to know what's happening really. My questions are mostly about the young adult library section that might be coming. I want to know, I saw the questionnaire that went out and I was very pleased to want to answer it until I saw you had to be 18 or under or whatever it was. And I stopped and went, oh, I guess I can't do this. So I wonder, is there going to be any type of questionnaire for adults in the community regarding this? Do we, the taxpayers, have anything to say about this? Or is this strictly a library board decision?
No, it's not strictly like.
Probably if we get to that point,
Okay.
there are a lot of things in the way right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things in the way,
Okay.
and I'm not sure exactly when it's gonna happen. It'll probably come up later in this meeting too,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's feasible to do that or not.
Mm-hmm.
But the board did not write the survey. That went out from an external source. But we can certainly put a survey out.
Well, when we get to the,
When we get to the point where
we get to the
we're
point
thinking
where
about
we
what we're
can
doing.
do it, it might
Okay.
be ways down the road.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
my concern is the here and the now, because
yeah.
I've heard a lot of talk and a lot of discussion about it moving forward, and before it moves forward, I think it'd be necessary to have more discussion with adults or families or whatever,
You're
not just.
absolutely
Yeah.
right, but right at the moment, it's not.
What we're
moving forward.
trying to answer now on
Okay.
a couple different fronts
Okay.
is, do we have the money?
Mm-hmm,
This was not done when it should have been done.
mm-hmm,
It should have been done 10 years ago at the latest. And so now I'm throwing it back on the old boards, very honestly. They didn't do it. And
You're
so
saying
now-
didn't create a young adult section
Yeah, they
downstairs,
didn't
is that?
spend that money
Right.
doing the downstairs.
I know there's money set aside for
Yes.
that, but I'm sure that will not cover the whole thing. I mean, I'm
It
sure it's
won't
gonna
now.
be a,
Now, it would have at the time.
okay,
Now, we found out that we've got, to do some extra firework there, put in special fire doors, put in 2 bathrooms
right?
to the tune of at least $80,000.
Mhm.
So we've got about $230,
Mhm.
230,000 probably.
Mhm.
And you take that 80 away,
Mhm.
and then you take out another 25 to 30 for architectural fees.
Mhm.
We're not sure we're down to enough money. So we have called the builder who built this
Mhm.
and tried to get him to cooperate, to give us, just take a look at what has to be done and just give us that eyeball figure.
Yeah.
Do we have enough or not?
Mhm.
You know, is this possible? And he might say, well, it's gonna be close, and then we have to play with numbers and stuff.
Mhm.
Because I don't wanna spend $25,000 on an architectural drawing
Right,
if we're never gonna use it.
of course.
Because what we think should be done now isn't what everybody else thinks. We're just down at the basics, we're not down at doing a lot of fancy stuff.
Mhm.
We're just at the basics, can we put up walls, floor and ceilings?
Get it
You know,
started.
finish the heat, air conditioning, you know, those things. We're not at who puts in what, when. And,
Okay, so what you're saying is you're gathering the information.
yeah,
Okay, but at what point do you decide that, okay, here's the information, now we want people's input on this?
probably as soon as
Okay.
we figure out if we can do this or not. We don't
Okay,
wanna send out brochures and say to people, you know, what do you want in this thing? And then
Right.
come back and say, well.
no, but I
we
noted
do,
that the
yeah.
questionnaire did go out to the young
Well,
adults
that was-
asking them.
That was a
And I know
special
the
Girl
que-
Scout project,
I know, and
Yeah.
I know the girl who did it, and I
Yeah.
know her mom, she's in Friends of the Library, so,
yes. I
okay,
know.
but, yeah, I just wondered where it was going.
But, and because it's for them,
Mhm.
I think it's legitimate to put it there. I don't know how much input parents wanna have, I really don't know.
I would think
Might
as
be
a
a good idea.
taxpayer
Yeah,
in the
like the
town of
taxpayer.
Burlington, they would be very interested in finding out what the cost would be beyond whatever you would
Well,
be able
if it's
to library
anything
pay.
beyond,
Yeah.
then we probably won't be able to do it.
Okay, well,
I
Unless we
can't
do
imagine
fundraising.
willing to any more money for this.
not
I-
after the
You know, with the firehouse.
referendum yesterday,
I mean, it's not like this building is priority town because,
right?
you know, the school issue, the
Mhm.
town hall issues. So I really don't think so. That's why I said if we can come, we get to the point, say, okay, we're a go.
Yeah.
Then we need to call people like Lynn,
Mhm.
you know, and say, what do you have to do? This something that the town will appreciate.
Mhm.
you
Okay.
know? Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to.
Oh, no, I hope not, but
But
I just-
on that note too, and up to a certain point, until we run out of the money.
Right.
Take care of and do the basics. I know we've talked about how we could raise or ask for money in different ways so that the taxpayer, you know, with it. So there are a lot of, I think we have a lot of things.
The other issue,
Just
you know,
right.
getting interest on that money. We may need to build it because we're gonna need the interest.
Mhm.
That's another issue that
Right.
we'll have to wrestle with. So that may be a whole new ballgame too.
Mhm.
It's such a multifaceted problem. It's
It is.
bogging my mind.
Yeah,
So-
we just finished, everybody
And
kept
we-
confused and
You get paid, give you estimates on jobs that have to be done.
Oh, I know that,
I mean, it's
personally,
just-
yes.
Yep. We need.
No,
That has
the
been
worst,
there.
when this building was
Isn't he
this,
out here repairing our
because he's
stuff?
old now and he's retired.
believe me, we asked. We asked.
But anyways, I mean, that's where we're at. I just know. The only thing that I'm thinking about doing now is calling a local.
Mhm.
I can't think of it. There's a lot of building around. He's very local. Because I might. And how did this come up when our own building inspector, right? He goes through this, you know, it's like,
Would you believe her?
we can't get good answers.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
I was, yeah, okay, that's what I wanted to hear from the horse's mouth.
Yes.
You and not- Yeah.
You know me too well.
I know, that's true, okay. There was that. And then the other thing is I've heard, it bothered me to hear this, and I don't know whose idea this was, but I heard that all Dan North books have been removed from the, children's section up there. Was there a particular reason for
No, we did the children's section, but a comment was made that even though it's supposed, but if people donate that to have them.
A reading got done unbeknownst to me, and there are certain criteria we have to follow. Whenever anything is given to us as far as somebody passed away, and people give donations. Sometimes people where they should go, money that's waiting down. Or we or like with Becker, what we'll do
Okay, but these
after
are
a little while.
donated books.
No, this is money that's donated
Okay,
and money was spent. Many people, like Christina Malhouse when she went, she asked for certain books to be donated. That's one example out of all, whenever
Yeah,
anybody.
okay. No.
So and same thing with good.
Yeah, North.
It falls into their books that never should
Specify
ever
which books
be.
you
Yeah, so
wanted.
why would
Was
I can take partial
the
responsibility
case.
for that because we had books have left the building. So now we have the volunteers making
Okay,
sure
are
to.
these books and then
Yes,
bring
I
them
typed
back.
every one of them
Yes,
and put
they
them
do
in
have-
there.
Side,
Yes.
on the inside.
Place them then.
I don't think they are.
And
I think that's ever been the case.
I think
It's
they
just
were
that-
just randomly.
Replacements.
Collection.
Yeah.
Dan North was a friend of mine,
Yeah.
taken personally,
Yeah, I
that
know.
if
And that's
his
just his,
were all
yeah, it's-
removed,
I
that
don't-
I heard that they were.
no, we
being-
didn't. Just his books and we.
No, I didn't. mean
I
it that
know,
way.
I
mean,
understand.
just
They
in
go
the
by how
course
many-
of reading.
No, I
that they got
understand that.
removed.
And that is my.
It is, they knew enough that things are looks like if we are in the building for 100 years, they stay on the
They
shelf.
should
for
stay
50
there.
years.
It
So if it's got a.
Kind of a thing.
we have to
If it's
just tell them to
special
look for
books,
book.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. if it's-
Kind
So you're saying
Of
they are.
course. So
Okay.
now we're just having the volunteers go back through them and pulling them. And I apologize
Yeah.
for that.
doesn't
Because
matter
that-
how
So
many
they're gonna
years,
go
it
back
doesn't
on.
go. And,
Yes.
Good to know.
Yes.
Okay, that's,
Because that's-
settles that, I guess. So, I just, it was a concern removed, I thought, and I was like, wow, only
because they
money
went away.
that someone had, donated for these specific, we get all
What
these
kind of
books.
books?
Children's,
Yeah,
all of
children.
that.
I just wondered if he.
I think,
Same thing when Robbie's husband. Books are picked out.
He was
This-
specific.
oh,
like
no, I
a
don't
certain
think so.
kind of
No,
They
but-
were children's.
Yeah, everybody does it
Western
differently.
Children about Western or about animals or something like
I
that.
think it was just multiple
Yeah.
categories.
Yes, everybody does it
Right,
different. Yeah,
yeah,
Again, how many books? 3?
quite a few,
I think there's a lot missing from the shelves.
Yeah. I
When
bet,
I came in.
something.
That'll be
You
fun.
got it.
That is a director's of time of day when there's only one, two, because of the change, or not everybody knew it and who and how it.
I know that, knowing that was always, we went through, and if it hadn't gone out for 5 years, automatically.
And
But
class,
also like
whatever
to-
we get rid of.
Right, to the
I don't-
children's
ne-
books.
classics
also.
you never
There's
get
classics.
rid of. you know, but we don't.
Missing.
Yeah, because people have taken, I knew that. I would say, name. Yeah, and we've had homeschoolers even say, you know, no, you have, like, well, but we do get donations when we find what we don't have, we check and back on the shelf.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have one.
Before we move to the next,
Yeah.
Ralph was unaware that we weren't gonna do Zoom. He asking if he could
Oh,
call,
no.
and I put him on speaker for him to be able to speak.
Did you finish saying what you need?
Yeah.
Okay. Margaret, don't go anyplace. The fireworks are just.
That's
You're gonna miss.
at home. I don't need.
Okay.
Text me saying-
Well, I know about geraniums, because
Yeah, I just bought them. If
I'm
you wanna
really-
have them up,
am
green.
I don't
next
think you need to
Tuesday,
say
I
the
leave
fire,
before I have my surgery. So
Yeah.
I don't think you need to say the fireworks.
Yeah, it's like-
Bye.
Love that.
Whoops, I'm not going that way.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I had a big fight.
So, you did-
Okay, so he's.
Hey, Ralph,
Okay,
You're-
he's present to
I'll make
speak.
sure.
to speak, you're on my phone, and, go ahead.
That the Zoom meeting ID, the little disclaimer. Okay. So the purpose of the board is concerned is to record the meeting, nothing else. However, by publishing the ID and passcode, the implication is that we could zoom in and observe them because you wouldn't allow us to speak. I get that.
Yes,
So if you're
well-
not going to allow, people in the room while the meeting is going on, please don't publish the ID and passcode. So
Yes.
that inference is not there.
Yes, Ralph, we discussed this earlier. It is my fault. I apologize. It shouldn't have been published. Sent it to me and I just automatically put it on the paper. It is my fault. We've already. Yeah. I apologize.
Well, I want
And also be aware that electricity has been flickering a lot. And I don't think Zoom would have been terribly effective today because of the power issues related to the. Well, we're.
the agenda.
And it's my fault, Ralph. I apologize. I take full. For that. 45 minutes ago.
Okay. And hopefully we can address it going forward. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Ralph.
Have a good night.
Take care.
The communications.
Yeah, the thing about, we need to be told that, but I also I got an email and you said you saw it someplace.
Patch.com,
Right,
yeah.
that should have been sent to US Treasurer immediately.
Mhm.
And I mentioned that to Hope, so I apologize for that it didn't get sent to you, because as treasurer, that should have gone to you.
Okay, that's one.
So you want to tell
That stuff the first time around from Daniel.
Yeah.
That was,
Berkshire.
I was, and I knew it before we knew, because I get a letter from the bank saying, Yeah, they are moving. I don't know why you would have gotten it from the bank. I don't know how names are listed on their priority. Usually it's been underneath us, but they want to be thorough. But I imagine they would know that once they sent it to our business, we would then let everybody else know, which is what we're planning on doing today.
But as
At today's
treasurer,
meeting.
he immediately.
And
Just
just,
as soon as
If
we
it,
get it.
you should have, well, you should have made sure, asked him if he'd gotten it, if not, sent it to him, because he is treasurer, he should know all of that.
Okay, that is also
Okay.
my responsibility because they're closing June 28th and our meeting, I
I
assume,
know,
because
that's.
they're, I apologize for
Because
not
if
sending
we
it.
had gone.
Closing one of the branches.
Exactly, I'm
Oh,
moving
okay,
to a
that's
different
not-
branch. Yeah.
Knew we tell you and the letter, I don't even know if it was addressed to director, just
Well, I
a
told
general.
that, I told him about someplace else, when he was treasurer of the board, and he should have.
I wasn't bothered by it. I honestly wasn't.
No, that's.
Today's library, that's where we apologize for not doing it like
No need.
ASAP, but our thought was to tell everybody.
Yeah, that we had time.
At
I
the
figured,
board
yeah.
meeting, you know.
But we'll
Because it
do
was
that
so-
different.
They
Now
weren't
we're
shutting the
getting
doors
2 months
tomorrow,
away.
right?
What was that?
When I saw that article, they weren't shutting the doors the next day.
That's what we
That
were
would have
going.
been a concern for sure.
No, oh, I'm not happy about it
Yeah.
at all, and I got the deposits back in South Windsor, brother, but yeah, no.
It's
That's it. The first intention was to tell you and everybody, just, we were gonna do it here, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Okay, so the accounts are all still the same, it's just a matter of driving further to get to a bank.
Correct.
That's all.
So we're still staying with them. So have we resolved the stiff situation? It
Yeah,
is-
and that's not.
I think
the
we
thing.
talked, okay,
Yeah,
we did talk.
That was with, the state.
Yeah,
And yes, unfortunately, when I thought it was done, it went back and forth a couple of times for different reasons.
okay,
And the last one we spoke today,
yes.
Nick, but I did explain to them was that, I sent it out Thursday, Friday. Their notice from Danielle, who's the woman we've been dealing with, stating that we never we do think them when the signatures involved and it's been me, but because the transaction money open and she's trying to anyway.
Sorry.
Now we're just waiting for them. And because of that, it held Tish up, it held
Sure,
your
sure.
stuff.
Yeah,
up,
I
it
read
held,
that email.
you know, so we're trying to just, you know, it's not by any means.
No. I didn't get that.
Sorry.
So that's the bank.
Next thing on our agenda.
The letter from my kid, but I didn't print it out, so are you willing to read it, or do you wanna print me out a copy and I'll read it?
Yeah, I can just let you all know that I am resigning out of that day and help close as I can. Just personal life and family life is getting too much, and like what happened here, something done that was misdrew, that hurt somebody like that, and see how I have is not right for the field. So I'd like to stay as close as I can and budget. Thank you. It's in the position, and just wanted to thank you guys for the last couple of years.
And on that, I say, we're not gonna find anybody as good as her. I would never have taken on, and believe me when I tell you, I've been through a lot of different she is the person was the only reason I found to help her and why we decided to do co-directorship. And you guys are doing, there are people that could, this wouldn't job. Sir, I don't want to, I think it's gonna be, not good for the library. I have a family that, Austin Harry can come with it. But I just want you to know what a gem. She used to be praised for all. I do this job without her to do it. It was because of her that I have done what I've done. So I don't want to.
I appreciate it.
We're going to be losing someone really great.
I appreciate it.
Is very
Yeah.
grateful.
Just want to make this a smooth transition, and so I'm willing to do what I can to help make that happen. Thank
you. And, one question, because I see later on, is this an opportunity to maybe talk about that section? Because I see it says.
The executive session was if we need to, we have a session if we're talking specifics.
That I would like.
That's why if needed,
But, you know, the executive. Wants.
She's open to say I want to.
Yeah, so it's her,
Yeah.
her discretion.
So, yeah,
Okay.
if whatever medium or.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it public because I know with the
Sure.
budget, and this to be made, I didn't want to wait any longer. Yeah.
Yeah, usually we get one of this.
But you're open.
No, yeah, of course.
Awesome, thank you.
Of
I
course.
think we've done everything right.
Yeah, I think we.
I think on the, directly. Okay, the fact that we have wonderful. Attendance of about 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Coming through here, which is really good. Okay, and it just is available to anybody who would like it in the town. They can get shipped a copy of this, but it is statistics. In fact, we do have a Holocaust grant.
Yeah.
Requires several new books from the junior aspects of the Holocaust. 16 generosity. It seems the country, again, maybe because we have forgotten so much, Congress got together and one victims. So anyway, so that's me. We have a time buying tonight. We're not going to get anything done.
Can I just, I don't see as far as, no, that's fine, honey. That's award is willing to support, actually help. That would be awesome because we only have 2 people in that day. And I need 2 people here. Oh, gosh.
I know I can't go.
Oh, gosh. I don't remember.
Memorial
It's that weekend. Whatever that
I think the
Saturday.
Which I know I'm out of town.
Yeah, I have a company in town. I don't Yale to look at, and if they spend all day there.
In the paperwork, so I know $18, but what we can do, like we've done before, we can close the library and have the 2 people go together over there and put a note like we did before on the door when we did our picnic, say, join us over the festivities, or we cannot do Wellington Day if you people can't help out and just be here and be open. So we have a choice of being closed, going there, and you guys helping because we don't have the staff.
Which would be great because work.
We'd love to do it
Yeah.
again. Yeah, we did
Love
it last
to do
year,
Wellington
but
Day.
so we only have a couple options, so we should decide before we go any further what that's gonna look like. So
Okay,
if you guys can't, like you say, then we either need to be closed so we can go do that or not. You guys can,
Be there, my levels have been.
I'm gonna buy you a bubble suit with.
That would help.
I've always gone, but this is the only vacation I get this year. It starts Friday and it ends Memorial Day. This is the only vacation I get.
And I know it's 11 to 3, so it's talking like being there an hour earlier and probably
Right.
hour, half hour later.
So I don't know
take
if I'm gonna be there or not.
Okay, so let me check to see what Dan is doing, what day they wanted to go to Yale, and,
I don't even know if you'd be up for it, my dear, with your health lately.
well, I don't have surgery until June. I know, my heart is failing.
Do we know
I'm
about?
such a delicate flower.
One question I have you considered putting like maybe a sign up, front desk maybe for maybe somebody that wanna volunteer? There might be people in the community that will, I don't know, just a
No,
suggestion.
we haven't, but we would still need another person here.
Sure,
Sure,
Okay.
people have to be here.
You get
And that's
1,000
the
people
staff.
through here a month.
sure.
Nick's right, why aren't we tapping into it?
That's an idea.
You've got 1,000 people coming through here a month. Why are we not trying harder to rope some of them in, it just dawned on me, he's got a good point.
We can give that a shot and see what
Yeah.
happens,
Throw it
Yeah.
out there, see what
as long as they're
happens.
willing to commit to it, because we can't do last minute like.
No.
Yeah, that's true
There's a
too.
lot of work has on Steve's part gone.
If you
Yeah,
fail to
he
show up,
has.
$50 fine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What would the program be? And what would he do? Do you know? What would the business-
We'll have games. He's gonna do, I believe, signing up of library cards
Mhm.
again, give away, books. On one of our-
Advertises program. Yeah, just
Yeah, summer, reading will be starting in less than a couple of weeks after that, so he'll be promoting that, giving out little tchotchkes. So it's valuable.
Yeah.
To be there, but we could certainly do the same thing here if, we have to, if we're gonna be open here, we could certainly do the same thing here, just, we would make it happen. But it would be nice and fun to have it be where you have all that traffic flow. So volunteers.
yeah, like make a little sign up sheet for the front.
Treasurer, we're broke, okay, let's move on to the next. No. Treasurer's report, can you do that?
So, Tish wasn't able to send anything over to me, I literally have no numbers.
Yeah,
Unless you have numbers,
she
but,
couldn't. It would be a mute point to me till
Well,
she sends
we
the.
just did one, was it 2 weeks ago? or
well, we did it for
something?
last month, so.
Yeah.
Next, when we meet again in 2
Yeah.
weeks, I believe.
Yeah, we
I'll
can
check
do
that
it
out.
for there.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it online today.
Yeah,
Then
the only thing I maybe I'd point out, which is off the director's report, is the breakdown of that 7,700, but.
Oh, and it's on the
Oh, that
director's
was-
report. Yeah.
It's,
1,800, so 1,800 of that went to repay for the architect when we had that up, and then the rest of it was all the onboarding fees for TAB, which had been voted on prior.
Yeah, they're both paid.
Yeah,
And I know I've asked this before, but what is TAB?
it's our tech company, Yeah. tech support. Yep.
Oh, so one thing came up, about Otis, I believe, +1, and maybe I could say it later, but because of finance. I was talking to somebody in town that works for Otis,
Oh.
and he was saying that, maybe that plus might not be needed. Did we ever look more into it?
No, your dog, Peter, can I say
Yeah,
name?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, he's over 18.
Oh, Peter Tinsick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had spoken. I remember you guys had mentioned that he had approached us, but honestly, nothing. I forget where we left it. I forget
We're
something
playing
now.
phone tag with, what's your
No,
name?
that's
At Otis, yeah.
yes. But he it has worked there forever.
Yeah, he's still
And
there.
seemed to think that maybe we could, but nothing was said or done since, and I forget what it. He knew all that. We didn't. I don't. You see? Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or even just,
Or
Maybe, well, yeah, like Ralph, I don't know, but it's together.
okay.
He does a lot of travel.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Ann and I. I don't know, I'm looking.
They request this for an overall budget, maybe a difference of 16,300, but no extra money for besides just no cost of living. So we requested 119,000 for payroll. What I did was I took the 119 we requested and we took the 16,339 off of that, which gave us a 29,800. We have been above. So based on last year's payroll plus that basically 102,700, we really have to think about what it is we're going to do. If we hire another part-time program, what we currently have, when you get to that 102,750, and a slight increase for the programmer of 12 over last year.
I can't.
So up
I know,
here,
but we wanna keep this same budget we've got right now. We're gonna have to cough up,
and we're getting to that. We're getting to that. Right now, I'm just saying, if we wanted 19,000 for payroll, we can only have 102,751 for payroll. That payroll, that is just those three positions, co-directors and a co-director to replace Hope. Like I said, basically just a cost of living increase and program.
Question, Karen, and I'm not sure. And thanks for doing all this work. The budget not passing.
Okay, this is assuming.
Is this gonna be a
this-
rude?
Yes, this is gonna be a rude awakening.
Point?
This comes off of before the referendum.
Yes,
Looking
already.
at this again in a month or a month, but the reason I'm presenting it tonight, even though we don't know what's going on, we need to stop and think what has happened when we have to replace it.
So are you saying that this number that was what got sent to the voters and got rejected?
It was part of
Okay.
it. I did all of these
To operate on the assumption that we, okay,
because we,
okay.
Just because we need a plan
We
going
need a
forward.
plan
because
going
of our
forward.
situation.
you know, if Hope wasn't leaving, it would not be a problem. At all. We would just say, okay, whatever we have.
Too late.
But because Rick is leaving, and because we've talked about going to a director and an assistant director, this needs to be discussed. So,
Well, I like the Board of Finance suggestion. That's kind of.
that's several down the road. Take the 2 co-directors and the programmer and roll it into 2 positions, a director and assistant director / programmer. If we did that and kept it with the salary that's there, that would be $57,751 for a new director, and the assistant director would stay at the $45,000 as a co-director. That is bare minimum for hiring somebody with an MLS. Minimum for the state is $56,000 is what they say should be the minimum. Okay, something that was suggested is, does the assistant director need to be full-time? Could we drop them down to 24 hours, 2/3 time, and give their money to the director? That puts us in a much nicer position that we can all. So when I presented to the Board of Finance the first time, on the 1st of February, from interest. So they suggested we put that into our payroll.
Interest from where?
Our CDs.
From,
Or CDs.
The CD.
oh, our stuff.
Our stuff, yeah.
Oh, not money from like the town putting in our
No,
savings and
This
making interest.
is money we're getting from the CDs.
Oh, that's convenient for him, okay.
Like I say, if not now, when, you know, like,
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
right now, we've just been, every time we change the CD, we're just putting that money back into the general fund.
But the only thing with that, I say we had the problem, that's not sustainable.
I know that, I understand
That's not a
that.
good
This
premise.
came,
That's true.
this came from DOF,
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
no, okay.
and, sorry, Joan, what do you want to say?
No matter what scenario, we have to have enough money to attract quality
Mhm.
personnel. We've been the road of going to cheaper and cheaper people for, and who know the results of.
Never got paid, but yes, I know what you're saying.
They got paid more than 50,000.
No, they got paid more than what.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a stepping stone, no investment in this thing.
So anyways, if we the $1,000 is not sustainable. The bottom line is this: we need, well,
Yeah, but wait, okay, just let me say something. The $1,000, saying we're getting $1,000 from our CDs. Down, $1,000. We go back to and said, you told us to do this, and now we're getting this kind of money. We keep getting told that if something happens, we can always go finance. And for some reason, the economy collapses again, and when else's idea, the Board of Finance should make sure that
Wrong on all of them.
I'm gonna play that game, I think.
You know, that's, they're good.
Told us,
I don't
so
trust.
that's not the game I.
if we're going
I
to
get it.
keep this, to come up with 15,000 best for this year. And this Regina has asked for this last, no, we need to go to the Friends and say, we need a minimum of 3 bare minimum program, if they're gonna give 5 resistant, 500, you know, this school quarter. No, this has gotta be at least $3,000 on their money, which is probably a couple $100 a month right there. And their fundraiser, huge pocket money that has been raised programming, on programming. You have to get people in here who are really good background, but on posts or anything else, you know?
And I don't think that that would be a problem for them to give that kind
I
of
don't think so.
money, because they do have it, and that is what they're supposed to be doing.
And
So I
they
think it's
have-
us asking and putting forward
They're
that,
good
you know.
fundraisers. So try to do that. Now, the issue is, you take that $12,000. Now, it's not sustainable. The is that hopefully the interest generate more interest. Our
Yeah,
case is
that's
going to be increased. If the, right now, we're in a very, very strong, with a strong market. But who knows what's gonna happen in 6 months? You don't know. So, the
where do you-
board is going to have to raise a year through fundraising.
Where is the,
Out earlier today, has a request, there's no mention of what was approved.
It's not on that one, that's the library budget we submitted, but I sent out a second one, which was what we got from the town. And it's hard to find because it's in a weird place, but in addition to
Well,
that,
so
I
we-
sent out this one.
Yeah, so I got that. So
That's
I've
where-
read it into our own.
where can we find the
They're not
Friends?
gonna.
I,
We're funny.
not,
I know.
No, but we never revisited
But,
I just,
Well, that's
people, we don't
because we
have
didn't have
anything in
it.
writing, Kathy.
we haven't had a chance, and
And
we
we
should
haven't
not
had a
be
chance to
cutting.
to get our
just simply because
page back.
this came out.
Hey,
We
And
I know, but
So,
418.
my answer to that is, no, this is the hard one. This is school systems. Sometimes I think over extra stuff, those period. That's my feeling, because that's what I work it out. That's all. It's not good to work it out. But we should have principles like that. Just do it or
that the rest less
as
they don't want to work as many hours as they are right now. So,
I'm sorry, who's that? I'm sorry.
we have 2 staff members who want to cut their hours, kind of thing. So you have to keep in mind that when we hired the page to fill in that extra person, whatever the reason might be, and then we never got somebody, no one page and that.
Can I just caution, just because of what we have on personnel? Just caution. that's
No, okay, that's why I didn't name any names.
No, I know, but you can,
Okay.
yeah, I just throw that out there.
Okay.
Because I know it was.
Well, tell me judge, but
Just caution,
inform-
that's all.
Pay, but
Yeah.
as soon as we make them in here, we have to tell them we want to talk about this, we have to have them. in.
saying,
That's
you
good.
know,
Right.
I need the pen on here, but meanwhile, I need someone twofold now
So
to
if
pick up
these
hours that,
people want to cut back hours.
And I'm thinking of my hours too, because I do come in open to come down my hours, so if that's someone else
Oh,
coming in.
well, you work, you get work done. When I'm here, it's always open and I get nothing done, it seems like.
Well,
I know
exactly, well, some,
hours,
they
but-
can,
I don't do it when cut their
Yeah.
hours, but
Let's put it back in here, because you guys, you know what you're doing.
We do. Thank
I
you.
have that, we have clerks working 34, 40 weeks. If they want to cut their hours back, that money is still there in the budget for the money that we're talking about here does not touch the clerks, it does not touch the
And that's what we
processor.
were talking about, how we could, you know, because I believe the line item for Paige is still there, they're just no thinking those thoughts,
Which reminds
along
me-
with everything else.
I have a stupid question. What is a processor?
No question.
So what-
Basically catalog.
Yeah,
any stupid.
There's no
Okay, I just was.
I can say it 'cause I do it.
say.
So this is into the monkey wrench when we don't work.
Early.
Oh, yeah, okay.
taking it. Okay.
I have no idea. Other lines in town, you know,
Mhm.
are
Everybody's
open
different.
all over the state, how many hours? But also, everything per, the town has, if there isn't any cut to services. You know, they're like, oh, we'll cut them, they'll figure something out. And I'm not so sure that that's, take it away and you make it hard. I would not recommend important.
Or
And
evenings,
it
yeah.
might or something, but, that's my.
Oh, sure.
The hours are 11 to 5 Monday, Wednesday, 11, 6 days a week, just.
Okay, I gotta, no, it's spite my face, but if
11 to 8 Tuesday, 11 to 5 Wednesday, 11 to 8 Thursday, Friday and Saturday, or 9 to 3?
Yes.
Got it, sorry. Continue.
So my thought is, if you were to pick an ideal day to save money, do Mondays.
But see, that's
And
my.
things that
Okay,
if in closed aid,
but,
where this way you could save
but
money.
my comment several times over the past couple of years is, we are not going to close on holidays. We are not under a state umbrella that we have to close on federal holidays. We're not federal. I personally think, Deb, I've looked this up. We are not under any obligation to close on a federal holiday. We are not. Most libraries stay open on federal holidays and do programs for those holidays. My personal opinion is, don't even close for the Monday holidays because the kids are home from school.
We used to work every holiday, and when it happened, we used to always be closed. The directors were the ones who got the day off, always open, always opened on the holidays. Only the director got to have the day off, and there was something that was done with the town, and it was because the town got these days off that we were to have it off.
No, town says they have no control over whether we,
There was something about that.
no, I have talked to the town. I have talked to the town, we are not obligated to take a federal holiday off just because they are taking it off. We are,
Well, I wouldn't say, there's something else I wish
Can I
I could
ask a
think of.
question? So, how many hours right now how many hours right now a week are we?
if it's what, eight. Six, 12.
I think there's four, I know there's 46 or 40.
So 44?
What is the goal? Hours?
We're looking
Can I
for
just?
money, yeah. We're looking for money, and that'd be closing the day. And we did for
A
many,
lot of places that are going to, it saves on electricity, it saves on heat.
We did it
saves on
once.
Salaries.
for 4 or 5 years, for 4 or 5, in the beginning was to save on money, and then it never came back, and they had to come back. Where we did, when we first opened, like 5 years, where we were, closed a day or every day was shorter.
Are we
There
doing the
was
same foot
something.
track as before COVID? Or
I'm
better?
sorry, Nick.
Are we doing that?
Yes, much.
So. Are we?
Well.
I know from a staff, I know. I mean, sometimes.
I got an
more or less,
interesting-
right?
Came up to me today, and because the budget didn't go through, whatever, and this wasn't even a homeschooling person, but they said they've learned about how many 25 to school.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
how they have to pay that money. She's here all the time, said days a week. And them, not all of them, are paying us to use our building because they don't have any place to meet. We need to,
Right.
we don't take away, when you say hours or days, people are finally using it who have every right to use, aren't getting anything for education in this town, but through our library. So she was saying, because she knows budget, she knows it's always a battle when, with the library in the town. She said, that's something, has anybody ever thought of bringing up when you're defending your budget, that, you are offering something to our community that they're not getting anywhere else, and they're paying for taxes for school, but their kids don't go to school. And I thought, shoot, man, that puts a whole new light on how important the
That's a
library is.
conversation for
That's
Jeff.
not why you pay your taxes for schools. It has nothing to do with today's
Well-
kids. You are paying for your education that you paid for 20, 30.
Their go to schools, and that school, the town pays so much for the
issue
how it
will
works.
be when their kids get up there, that they can complain about not having taxes because their parents didn't have to.
That's a different,
You're
unique
not paying
philosophy.
for today's kids.
how the library is important to people.
Getting something at the state level because of those families taken care of. Don't get.
Would be nice.
Well, that's beside the
And
point.
right.
You were just trying to
But
defend.
I'm just thinking, as far as the
More
importance of the
conversation.
library,
Here
and not
too
the,
is
they
offered
could
to
hurt.
them. Anybody, whatever, it doesn't end from supporting
Sure.
their town.
And they do,
supporting
yeah.
the youth in their
Being
town.
in a civilization.
But my other issue is if you've got these homeschoolers, you can take Wednesday off. They can just work around it.
Use about how many people
Wednesdays and Fridays, it looks Friday, yeah. Fridays numbers are actually lower. Sometimes Wednesdays are lower, but then for some weird reason, 2 Wednesdays, like it goes like way ahead. So like
we have a
Would that
homeschool
be
group,
that program?
and we lost that Friday for a program when they cut the hours, but you guys put it on it was 12. Didn't have Friday programming anymore.
That you said have surprisingly large number of people.
No, not so much
No.
Wednesday. People would use it, but no programming. And that's why we went from, like, you got 12 hours here for the programmer, but you guys just upped it to 18, so that Friday, that 9 to 3 could be back.
But we don't have that.
But day, yeah, see?
Yeah, so Wednesdays and Fridays.
Well, those are the
I was
Yeah.
suggesting
I think
Mondays.
Take off in the
20
middle of the
hours
week.
Makes a lot of sense. It saves money.
Right, and I will never get it back.
I don't, the question is, it sounds good, but they'll have to.
Oh, yeah,
money-wise,
definitely.
If it's really going to work money-wise. The other thing is,
Could do
we
Monday
had
too.
discussed, can we afford 3 positions? Now we have, we've got 2 directors and a programmer. Can we afford to do a director, an assistant director, and a programmer? Or should the assistant director pick up the programming job like they do in some other places?
So this would be like
A
the
lot
second
of
line
This
suggestion, right?
would be the second, third,
Okay.
fourth, fifth lines, everything's at the first line, well,
A lot of buildings have only a director and then part-time programmers.
A lot of directors and
But I
libraries
don't
have in
think they
town
have
doing
our
stuff, not
traffic
us.
going through.
It's not just the traffic. There are towns that are very involved with, like, we're separate, that's quasi-government, whatever. Most libraries that have only one director, they get a lot of help from their town.
Yeah, from
As
the
far as doing, building, doing
volunteers
any,
and
yeah.
stuff, yeah.
Like, they do all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff where that's here left up to the director.
Yeah, but what I'm, looking at the statistics, it looks like that, and I think that that's very sparse. I can't imagine that one person, particularly in this, with the volume that
yeah.
you do here, that would work. But that.
Well, I know
that is
somebody
one
just
thing
took care of
that's
the building,
thrown out.
that's like,
So
that's a job in itself, a full-time.
where do we go from here?
Yeah, really, let's see.
that's a very good question.
We gotta think about this.
Yeah, no, I presented this tonight, knowing that
Good.
the referendum did not pass, because I did this before I knew the votes on the referendum, but at least this gives us something to think about.
Mm.
And if we find out our approved budget is even lower, then we rethink.
So we can take time to think about this, nothing's gotta be
Yeah.
decided on
So
tonight,
No,
because this is a lot to
yeah.
digest.
So what
It's too
happens
much to
next?
take
Does the
in.
Board of Finance come back with a new proposed
Yep.
approved
Mhm.
number?
Let's hope not, but
Well, they're gonna have to make cuts.
they already did cut us, so.
I don't. we
Right, but I'm
cannot
just saying
cut
that's what
any
we're waiting on. How
We
soon
can't cut line
does
items.
that happen?
Always
That's
could.
They're boned.
We always could, but.
They,
You think? I
You know
don't know
what?
where.
you need to sit down and tell
Yeah, I
them
don't-
exactly.
yeah.
No, I understand the difficulty, it's not easy
No, it's not
conversation.
this difficult.
Nobody's saying it's
These are
easy.
penny
Yeah,
pinchers.
I know, nobody's saying it's easy,
And
right?
I'm saying it's that,
A nickel
we,
does not get by
Okay, so they're gonna come back.
no, that's what I mean,
With a new approved
yeah.
number, and then within that number, we
It's
adjust.
Oh, yeah.
I understand how difficult,
No, it is, and
but the
that's,
town's
Right.
proposed
Yeah.
also is difficult too, right?
yes,
You
I
know,
understand that.
It's, I guess.
Although I think if I worked for the town, I could save a lot of money.
I've heard from so many people, you gotta cut the budget, you gotta cut the budget, but nobody will sit down and say, this is where it needs to be cut, and that's what has to happen.
I will, I have
Go,
no
go
problem.
exactly there and prove why we don't need that much money for every item.
All right, we gotta go over this
You know.
again.
I mean, they've worked hard on it, so I
Oh,
know
absolutely.
that they didn't just slash anything on there. So anyways, I don't think we can finish our job descriptions till we know what.
Yeah.
More
jobs
money
we
we're
have.
working with.
Until we know what our jobs are, we're gonna
The
have.
other
Who you gonna
thing
have?
I agree with
that
that.
if Hope is resigning as of July 1st, we need a search committee. Kathy, were you on the last search committee?
Not exactly, I don't think
Well, you
so.
were here when they hired the last one, and maybe Margaret would be somebody you could pull in, because Karen and I can't do that. Not by July 1st,
I can't do that. by July
You know,
1st.
but we've gotta get the wheels in motion, and whoever else wants to work on it, fine, but, no, I don't
May I
have,
suggest that people that are in-house already have a choice as far as offering these things and see if they wanna do it, anything to help you guys out? And then,
Absolutely, I
Can
believe
you-
we should be doing that.
or, like,
I,
I do think you should
I
hire
have- no, I
within
have-
first for people that may be qualified or may would like the hours or the position or a different job or?
I don't think that there has to be, no, it shouldn't be closed to anybody.
Okay.
No,
Hmm.
oh no, it shouldn't be.
But in order to put together a job description to start looking for candidates, we have to know what salary and benefits.
Well,
and
I'm
stuff.
just,
Yeah.
well, I
And
think what we need now is finding out what the procedures are.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think that's,
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't swear, no from
But I was
swear.
that close to it.
I think qualifications are going to have to be an MLS because Hope just said there were a lot of things that she did not have the correct degree for. I really think that we need to look
But she
into
didn't.
a director with an MLS.
And, you know, in saying that an MLS is required, doesn't really mean it's required. It mean, you know, required, what you put down as a job description required is always a wish list. I mean, I think we've all gotten jobs that
You don't
we
meet up
didn't
to.
meet the minimum requirements for. So I think saying that we want an MLS is the way to go about it.
And I just want to say something about this whole myth of this MLS, and I know you guys are all education and professors and teachers and
Not me.
whatever. Okay, you're a common
I do
person.
not in that field.
That just because they do does not mean that they will do that kind of job. We have had,
We understand. that.
okay, so
We
just keep
understand
that
that.
in
Just-
mind.
We've all been in a
What's
situation
the
where someone was
investment?
I
hired that
concur
did
with
not
you.
do the job.
Well, how are they invested? What I'm saying is, okay, to have an education is one thing, but are you gonna get another person who's gonna stay 9 months, a year, 2 years?
That we have
stepping
no idea.
No,
We
but
can't
you
control
could-
that.
You could certainly see where the heart is, or if there's somebody who lives in Wellington already, or
Yeah,
an
we're
investment
gonna
kind
look-
of a
we're
thing.
gonna look
Competency.
at
Well, I'm
it.
just
a lot.
offering to make it easier for you guys, because I've been there and done it.
Competency means
Yeah, it does.
probably more than a piece of paper saying you want this.
Yeah,
'cause that
I
doesn't-
understand it, but that's something that comes out in the interviews, not
Yeah.
something that
There's
comes out
probably
in the
gonna
job
be an interview
description or
committee
the ad.
where it
'Cause-
should be a wide variety of people.
Clee was extremely smart, and he took us for everything. So,
Yeah,
you know,
but
like
it's
these people, they're people that, you know,
I hear
they're
you.
smart.
And I
We got
think we have to
abused.
offer enough pay that you're gonna get somebody that's qualified. And another thing to look at is, do they live in the area? If they're coming from, you know, I don't know, outer Slobovia or East Oshkosh to take this job, you know.
Have they
they're
been to
not
other
gonna stay
libraries and
very
they only
long.
stay a little while? Is
Yeah.
that something you want to
Well,
consider? You
that's
know, that
another
kind
thing
of a
when
thing.
when they submit their resume, you look at their work
Yeah,
history.
exactly, that's,
These
you
are
know.
these are all things that come up afterwards, not right now.
No, I understand that, but those are just things that
It sounds
matter.
as if we're kind of stuck right now because we can't really start searching until we know what positions we're hiring for. And we can't know what positions we're hiring for until we have a finalized budget.
Yeah.
So I think all of this is just kind of frustration and angst that we're all experiencing. But I don't think we can act on anything right now.
Well, I think the only thing we can do is
I
find
think-
what is the procedure with the town
Right.
for hiring,
Yes.
so that we're not starting from square one.
And ask the people here first, and then you'd know what's missing to fill in for,
And,
you have to hire.
and there are, you know, there are people like from the Friends, like Margaret, who has had board experience and stuff.
Why do we have to ask the town what the procedure is for hiring?
Because
We don't have to go with theirs.
it's going to come out of town budget, and I'm afraid we really need to, I think, pave the way.
Okay, I have been told
Don't give them a
multiple
name.
times in the last 6 months, we have our own nonprofit, 4, 5, whatever
We
it
do not,
is.
you do not want to get them involved, we're not necessary.
So then let's
Therefore-
just go to Connecticut.
You have your own government
Library
right here
Association.
Yeah.
that you're
CLA.
supposed to do.
Go to CLA and see what their.
Their
Yeah,
guidelines.
go to
Yeah.
CLA.
One
He
question,
tells you what to do.
one question, because it's kind of just happened here, the conversation on hours. What is a recommended, or what would you think we could cut down to?
I don't wanna see it cut. We did it once and it took forever to get back. I don't wanna see anything leave, so I'm,
I respect
because
that.
it-
No, I respect
no,
that. I
only
respect
because you don't get, think about what we did as far as once starting off with 9 or 11 people. We're just now, and still not there, getting to the people after, 17, 18 years we're going on now. We did it once with cutting down on hours in a day, and then it took us, I know, at least 5, it could have been more, maybe 7 years, to get it back, because, oh, you did very fine without it, you don't need it, but
I understand the concern.
And so it's the same thing, so my thinking is, I don't think I would take the chance, but if you were to, if it's that Wednesday that is in the middle of the week and less, okay, give it up, and I just hope that one day we would get it back.
What about like, you said 9 in the morning, right? I heard?
11 is when they start on
11.
Monday through Thursday,
Mhm.
9, Friday and Saturday.
What
Yeah,
about-
11 to
yeah.
5, Monday and Wednesday, Tuesday and Thursday, 11 to 8. And then we have our Fridays and Saturdays, which are the 9 to 3. So our weekends are the same hours.
Yeah, part of the reason, we discussed this multiple years ago, part of the reason for going to the 9 to 3 on Fridays was to have a toddler thing at 10 o'clock
Exactly,
in the
I
morning.
had to fight for that.
Yes,
It was an 11 to 5, and we never got to do the elderly, we never got to do the babies and the mommies, because they're already going home for their naps and their lunches and not
So-
coming back out
so
again.
that was something.
So that
came
was
up
a fight that
multiple
took a
years
long
ago.
A
time.
good decision.
And I said, let's match it so people can not get confused. Let's match it. We always had the 9 to 3 on Saturday. So we'll just make 2 days in a row the same. So it'll be easy for people to remember. We can get the programming done. So even though you're saying now the Fridays are a lesser day, well, because we haven't had programming on
No,
it.
true. I mean,
And that makes a difference.
and it makes sense to take out the
Yeah.
whole Wednesday than to cut hours different days, because those are
Gotcha.
our big programming days, like
Well, see,
yeah,
all through.
You
things
save a
gone.
lot of money just in the heating and.
Yeah, exactly.
All of the operational costs are.
So
like
if
zero.
there was
So
a way
I'd
you
go
wanted
with
to
that
do it.
Wednesday
it would
then,
be
or
ideally
Monday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think that we would save salaries on the hourly workers. But your director and assistant director, whatever, they are salaried
Right.
and they will be paid and maybe they will work. Maybe they'll put in that extra day and that would give them quiet time to get something done too, you know, which is what Bill he's going in again tomorrow because. he
Or
wants
that would be
quiet.
their day off because
Ashford
you
is
work 5
closed
days a
on
week instead of 6.
Thursdays, if
Oh,
that's-
see?
But I mean, we could put in a job description saying that even though the library is closed on Wednesday, this is expected to be a work day for the directors.
Mhm.
To get up to their 35 hours a week.
True.
I mean, we can certainly do that.
How does that save that much money?
Well, that's the
You're
thing.
still-
It will-
Well, yeah.
It will not save on lighting or.
Then you
wouldn't
electricity.
be the
I don't see
building.
point.
But I think.
But I'm just
Unless
saying,
it's
like, as a
remote.
parallel, Ashford Library is open much shorter hours a lot of days of the week, although longer hours some days, but they're closed Thursdays and Sundays.
Well, they open at 9 every day, so what?
Yep, but they
Is that a
close at
different
1 on
animal?
Saturday, just like we did, they close at
Is that
5.
different library, like,
Just
So
tell
let's
them.
look at
yeah,
the
but
rest of the
is
library.
that a fair
So
comparison?
what if
None
we-
of them, they're all different.
You know
That's
that
that's
big
a
chart
certain
we
knowledge.
had
We do
with
get
all
lots
of
of
the
we just
information?
got today lots of Ashford books
I'll
they'll
bet you
drop
they've
back
got
here,
hours
and
per week on that.
so we do get a lot of
Yeah,
Ashford
Let's
people.
look that up.
Do you know if the thing you sent me from the state that I pulled all the stuff out of the Board of Finance on the local libraries talks about, I know I found like pay on it, but does it say how many hours they are open? Does it say how many hours people work?
We'd have to
I
look.
don't recall.
Yeah,
I don't
me neither.
recall.
Have to
Okay,
look
well, I
back
have
into
We're
that.
not looking for that, so I don't recall.
Yeah.
I think I wasn't looking for it either.
I think we have to wait for Hope and Debbie to be able to tell us exactly in far as hourly wages, how much money we'd save. They can figure that out. Because they know which ones they need and everybody earns a little bit different. You know, so.
That's true. We can redo the payroll and just like do it and take Wednesday out and see how it comes out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or the try.
Yeah,
So
we'll do
whatever you do on
Let's
that.
You mean
try.
like prorated so that they work fewer hours total at their current?
That might be what you have to do. I just, you know, I
Mansfield's
just
open
think
all-
if we go through.
Yeah, Mansfield.
We make
Yeah,
no
and long
changes.
days, every day but Sunday, wow.
You can't, that's a whole different animal.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
that one is a different animal.
Yeah,
Like I said, we have a school library now.
But I think we have an awful lot to think about, and we're gonna have to have a meeting in 2 weeks, so we're gonna have to have this
Yeah.
second meeting.
I can't come to that meeting.
I don't even know if I can come, because
So
like I
I don't
said,
know
this
about
is
the
my
quorum.
vacation break. When would that be? That would be
Mhm.
8 + 16, 24, yeah, my vacation goes through that week.
So I'm not here, I just, I know that. Thomas
Can you
doesn't
do
Well,
it
we
a week
have
later?
time anyways before,
Would that
like-
be better for you guys?
No, I
And
have
it's
something on
June.
the 30th. Wait, no, maybe I can. Hold on.
Not that much time though.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
Hold on one second. We are
Trying to think.
No, it's fine, it's fine. So you're saying we would be on the 16th, but I know I can't.
Not the 16th, the 24th,
Oh.
we're supposed to.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's my mama's birthday.
That's- Change that. On the 23rd. Oh, wait, the Wednesday.
Yeah. What about the 31st?
God, what does that mean? What did I write down?
What does
Oh
it
my
say?
God, wait,
Never
the
did.
31st is a Friday.
Okay, well then the
You mean-
29th.
The 29th I could meet.
That might be better.
I am definitely back because school starts the 28th.
It'd be better if we were all here in person.
I think that sounds good.
So just tell me what
Yeah.
we're deciding on.
I thought I had my.
I think they're saying the 29th now.
Of May?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To me,
what are you looking
have a second meeting in May.
What are you
It should be
looking
2
for?
weeks from
On my
now.
phone, I went
Which
to the
would
calendar
be-
on
Oh,
my phone,
What
but, oh, I
event,
didn't bring
24th
it.
or
No,
something?
that's my calendar.
Okay.
I brought
But-
that this time.
That's my vacation time. Kathy says she can't make
Yeah.
it, so Jen suggested we have it the last Wednesday. of-
it'll give us more time, a little bit more time
Which
too.
is the 1st of June, right?
No, Wednesday the 29th is the last Wednesday.
Wednesday's.
Writer's birthday. Nobody else better take
Yeah,
off
today's
June
the
1st.
8th, so
Steve took it off and I'm like, you're
After
lucky.
the, Wellington Day.
You know,
that
you
is
can
one
have,
thing.
you can say that people can't have time off, you know.
I don't know.
And you're entitled to have time off too.
I know, because that is my week on, but we're taking him to Mystic Aquarium for his birthday with the fishies.
I was like, I'm going to start work when I get back to full time. I'm gonna do
I think it would
Wednesdays,
be good.
Fridays and Saturdays all the time. I'm gonna have my day be off Tuesday.
Well, if you might be available, would you mind?
I'll try to figure out what I wrote down.
My mom's birthday is on the 29th.
Heck no.
Oh, right, perfect. I just want him to have a good birthday.
Well, it's
Could
just,
even have a
I know that until
His
Christmas,
mom's
this is my
birthday
2-week
is on-
vacation.
Yeah,
Oh, no, no,
It
no,
should
Ryder's
take that.
birthday's on June
It
1st,
But I-
and
but
it's
I
supposed to be
can't,
my
so
week
I'm
on,
not
and somebody else took a
sure
day
what I
off.
wrote
I'm
down.
like, nobody else better take any time off. I'm taking him to Mystic
I'll come
Aquarium.
in.
Oh, I love
I
all the
appreciate
aquarium.
you.
That would be so much fun for him.
Oh, yeah, he loves fishes. He
When do you
loves
think we'll
them.
have that 22nd confirmed?
Let me talk to Joy, let me check with everybody, and I will try and confirm it within the next 48 hours.
Okay, so we do the meeting on the 29th.
No,
Not the.
No, ideally the
20
22nd.
the 29th, from what I
Is the
understand now,
last
is
of
Hope's
that.
mom's birthday.
No, 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 no. Sorry, that was the 24th, which,
Oh,
no, I'm
I'm
good.
gonna say, take her for breakfast, you gotta meet.
I know. No, I'm good.
So Jen suggested the 29th, but so she
Okay.
can meet her. Kathy says she's free that day. I start school on the 28th, so I know I'm back from vacation.
I'll be there.
Oh, you have so.
So we're not doing that's the next one. We're not doing the, there's like this.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just wait
I
1 week.
need
Okay.
my-
That
No,
was
it's
what-
okay.
Exactly.
Okay,
This is
so,
the first summer
okay,
I will be
Ixnay on the other
working
one and this
when I'm
one.
not putting all my summer school money into my daughter's tuition.
Yay, so like real money.
And my husband's brother has been bugging us for 3 years. He wants my husband there to be his best man when he gets married, and I couldn't afford to go to Latvia. So I'm hoping to be able to go to Latvia.
That's right.
Go to Planet.
What are you teaching?
So we didn't get very far on the,
The
No.
last
Did we
semester
finish
this
of the
table?
three
I don't
know.
semester
Yeah.
Is there
course
anything
and the
else
last
in there
semester
that's
of the
going
two
to
semester course. So
change?
I'm working
No,
on
no,
that.
so-
Orgo or physical?
I
Oh, no,
just
it's
think
okay.
doing a assistant,
I don't do Orgo
assistant
at
director
all,
Oh, okay.
and they dropped
with
P-Chem over the
the
summer a couple of summers
programmer
ago.
is a
Yeah.
big job.
Can we go?
The guy who normally
And,
did
you
it
know,
retired, and
Yeah.
they're like, well, just.
the second director was to help the first director.
You know, we got
It's just-
quite a bit done.
It's just.
No, we did.
But, like I said, the
We didn't
last
need it,
several
we didn't
years,
have
I
any
have
new
worked all
business there,
summer
we don't need it.
to give my daughter.
Our
money for
one
tuition.
concern,
What's that, honey?
No, that's
Christmas
not
Eve, we
true. I
did
only
that,
half
but you're
money
in the
last year
cave.
because the other half went to my surgery. I needed $5,000 copay for surgery. So,
To Latvia.
yeah,
You taking me?
Can I bring a board concern?
yeah.
I just have a board concern. The wood chips,
Yeah,
Would
they
you,
gotta go.
what happened? They weren't
It
spread.
looks awful.
Okay,
All
now
that big
hold on a
piles of wood
second.
chips. Okay, you're gonna take me up on that.
All right, let's.
Put 'em up.
we have
Come on,
4
baby.
people
bets on.
coming
Joe,
on June.
You
Sunday.
got somebody that's, where are you gonna spread them?
We're gonna spread them, I just want them, I told them already, that I just want them to tear down the we talked about the kind of, I want him to just tear down the piles and
Spread them
smush
out
them.
there,
and
around
then
that corner,
Where
okay.
all that's, yeah, it's
Okay.
gonna be to like where the guardrail is and make it look
Okay.
really nice.
Okay,
Bring it forward so
That's
it covers
fine.
up the, you know,
that's
and
fine.
shift
They're
it
gonna
back
be
there.
gone then.
My
Yes.
concern was on
Thank
what-
you.
Now, if you
my
want to
concern
come,
was
anybody,
Yeah, true.
June 4th, no, June 4th.
No, I think maybe
Volunteers,
14.
you know, we could probably use some help.
We have Berkshire Bank volunteers coming in.
I'm
What's
getting
his
ready
friend?
for surgery. that
Yep,
day.
they-
If I
they
don't
have-
get
You're
my medical
excused.
thing-
They're
You're
giving us
excused.
4 solid hours of volunteer work.
Okay,
So,
But you know, do send me an email, because if I don't have to have my physical that day,
for
everything I
29th
can.
of
I
July.
can't.
no, you're not doing anything with the way you're in.
Not
You're
too much, but I can
No.
sure supervise.
Oh, yeah. Get her a nice chair, get an umbrella.
Yeah, that's something that, you
Yep.
know, I wish I knew
Okay.
somebody who had like a backhoe.
Okay, so that board concern is done with. Are there any other board concerns?
So I have various board
I
concerns, but I
got
also
you.
we had
Well, on the
opportunity
Wellington
for
line,
executive session.
Wellington Friends
Right.
and Family.
Too.
Yes, so did you two want to go into executive session and talk specifically about names, or are we good now to just think about?
Can we think about it?
Yeah.
Do you mind?
No, I.
Well, mine was for Hope herself.
Yes, my dear, the floor is yours.
But if you wanted to, you know, I had questions too.
I mean, I can certainly answer any questions. Yeah.
And if you're comfortable in a public setting, that's fine.
No,
but-
I'm
Yeah,
comfortable.
and so, you know, first of all, like what, is there a role that you would want to keep here? Or, I mean, is there
No.
a way? Okay. Well.
There's
No.
part-time. In,
Her bags are packed.
Yeah.
in conjunction with
And I
that.
respect,
Sorry.
I've been there at places.
I know this is a terrible thing to ask.
No, I know.
But because we don't know what's going on, if our job ad gets posted late, is there any way you could stay an extra month into the fiscal year? And feel free to say no.
I tentatively, possibly, because I have no idea what that's going to look like now. But I possibly wouldn't mind a little bit extra.
You got summer now
Can we
without vacation
Just
with.
write
If not,
Oh.
do we do interim directors, or what happens
Just right
in
in
school?
in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah, so that's the thing too. I wouldn't want to go into August because he does have summer school in July, but then August is like our
No,
break
you wouldn't, but
together.
If we needed you for a few hours going
I know, here we
into
are with no
July
budget,
of
so.
that, it would-
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't mind that.
I
Yeah.
know a lot of
And then when that comes, we'll ask for another one. No.
Nick, that's in.
Well, are you leaving the area or?
No, it's just with my family and my son and the way he's growing and specifically like his needs, it's a lot. And to be honest, it's overwhelming. And like today, that was very emotional. I never meant to hurt anybody. I was just trying to do the job properly. But in
You
that,
did, honey.
but I didn't because, you know, somebody was really hurt.
That's
And
not your fault.
well, there's just
You didn't know. You
things.
can't be, yeah.
No, there's just a lot of things and just time to move on with like my family
respect that.
specifically. Yeah, my son and
Family should always come. first.
yeah.
And that was another
I-
thing, like with being out, you know, sick and coming back, you know, slowly, whatever. My ears still worked. And that's probably the only thing on my body that didn't hurt at some point or another. But had I known her, could have offered help or asked or, you know, would have been nice. But nobody was talking to me. At all.
Who's not talking to you?
Nobody was.
About what and when?
When I was gone the whole time,
I
One
called
person
you.
called
I
me.
you.
one person called me.
I did not call you. I emailed a couple of times and said, get well, I did not call you because I know what it was like when I had a concussion and I didn't want to talk to people. My head hurt so bad.
But
I
you're
waited
right,
a
but
while
screen,
before I
screen,
called her,
screen
too.
time I still have some trouble with.
I know.
But it was my ears, I would have been there to help if
But see, I wouldn't
there
have
were
done that.
anything
I
that
think
needed
people were
taken
trying to
care of.
respect your privacy.
Yeah.
And for healing.
And looking at my concussion 2 years ago, my ears were one of the worst things. I was dizzy all the time, my head hurt. I was trying to respect what symptoms you might have been having. And I did, and I do understand screen time is something you're supposed to limit when you're,
Yeah, that's
when you
hard,
have
that was
concussion.
hard.
So nobody was trying to leave you out of things, Deb. We were trying to respect your chance to get well.
I know, I came back and I saw a lot of things change and and a lot of things done without, not necessarily my consent or permission, but I almost kind of thought in ways that, oh, these are all getting done because they don't have to deal with me and what I would have to say or, you know,
Okay,
contribute,
I don't know
but-
anything about, I don't know
that,
what.
you know.
You look great.
It's a
I
tough
have to say.
situation.
Rest does me, yeah, the rest
I
has been
mean,
really
it's
great.
10 years
Oh,
of your life.
The plexiglass, the stuff
Yeah.
that came down, that disheartened me. I wish that would have stayed only because, not that there'll always be germs and whatever, and it was a lot of money to put up. And we didn't take pictures how to do that in case we ever have to do it again. But we have people already lifting their children, kids trying to climb the counter, babies sitting on top of the shelf, on top of the counter. We had one evening where a gentleman was actually like this over the counter in my face on my calendar and telling me my business. I don't appreciate that.
They would just say, excuse
That-
me, but.
You know,
Yeah,
but it's like, so there, people don't have boundaries, and I
right,
didn't
but-
realize that I forgot that was another good reason to have those things up there,
But-
not just the germs.
Well,
that
but
we
we
there
got.
try
were-
it, and if you end up hating it,
Yeah,
don't
there
hold
were
back
some
up.
comments made that people felt they were being,
Yeah,
I don't know what the correct word is.
There might
but-
be.
distanced
Dis-
for a good
but-
reason.
But,
A half
but
thing.
not distance, because they were distance, but I don't know
You
what
know,
word I
like
want.
when you go to the bank, there's
They
sort of
still
like
have
a
them.
half wall here,
Mm.
you know, and you write here and there's this little half wall that you did. So it might be that we end up putting.
Well, that's what the girls thought. Can we get something maybe just in front where the book drop is in the calendar so people aren't, you
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, just
but
something like
people,
that.
people felt like. they
Even
were
Dre,
being-
I'm getting spat upon again. It's like,
We
Yeah,
gotta
no,
put
nobody's speaking
house
on you,
plants
it's
up
just,
there.
no, I mean,
Right.
Andrea, when people get so close sometimes, you know, you cut, you know.
I had asked about if and when it was going to come down, because I had people saying to me, why is it still up? Because
It is a barrier.
it is a barrier,
It is a barrier.
and
Okay.
they felt the library should have been more open, more receptive,
And
more.
considering that there's no doctor's offices with them anymore or anything, I've been one place, because you know me, I have how many doctor's offices a week am I in? One place recently, I noticed they were up, but it wasn't a doctor's office. So anyways.
Okay,
Anyways.
did you have any other board concerns? No?
Yeah, so I didn't even get to my board concerns yet, so,
Okay.
as far as the appropriateness of the executive sessions, I know we talked about this a couple of months ago, personnel itself being the only thing after. From my understanding, talking to FOIA, it was not appropriate to be just worded like that, it had to be a
I
little bit
know,
more.
but I didn't know
Well,
how
personnel
to
And-
word
and
it.
just-
It's appropriate
and just-
for personnel issues.
And
You don't
please, let me
have to
just
name
run through these so we don't, because sometimes we go down loopholes here, so I just like to be able to get through this list here. So, yeah, I think we need to fix that. The Zoom itself, I think, it's unacceptable that we threw it off here. We threw it to the public to think that they could have it. There was never any votes to take it off. I've checked all the previous minutes. To say that there was slight flickering is not an excuse that I think is appropriate to the people we represent. Let's see here. Hope I'm not beating you up.
No.
The books in the future, I think we need to come up with, when we discuss policies and procedures, maybe having something in writing going down,
Done.
saying,
We already
hey,
talked, yeah.
so we
We got
protect that, from happening again. And then, last time we had a meeting, there was talk about the webinar, how I had to go and rewatch that. I'm not gonna go through the whole email. I had sent it to you, so we talked. There was no mention, first of all, the ACLV is a nonprofit organization. There's no enforcement that they have on our libraries. I went through their handbook itself. There's no mention as far as a board member can't speak out against a vote or any of that. I did a bunch of search terms, everything. There was nothing in their handbook to even mention it for a reference, not that they have enforceability over us. So the concern of me speaking out, which definitely will happen after tonight's meeting, I will continue to do so as appropriate. And
Okay, well, the
And
town.
please allow me to finish here. So again, you know, there's reference points, minute 11:48, 27:13. Just saying that, you know, there's no mention. You know, as a person, the town itself, I can speak out too. If I speaking as a member of the public, then sure, I'll do so. But I definitely will be speaking out and speaking in favor and opposing things that happen going forward,
Okay,
no matter what.
I talked to the town and it was requested, if you are speaking out, that you speak out as a private citizen, not as a member of the board. That is the town policy. Is
Could it be a
if you're on a
conflict
board, once the vote has been taken, you do not go out as a board member to counteract what the board decides. If you want to go out and say something as a public citizen, fine. But it would be appreciated if you don't do it as, well, I'm on the board and this is what the board did. That is the town policy.
Is there a reference to that policy?
I talked to Christine, however you pronounce her last name.
Malhouse.
No, the other one.
Oh,
Thassis.
Thassis.
Thassis, who's been a registrar here.
Yes,
I just talked to her. She,
I would just like to add reference, right?
she is kind of the town arbitrator, I think,
Yeah,
in those issues.
yeah.
She's good.
But that's what she told me. She also told me, this is the last talk I had. She also told me that we can caucus with the people of our own party, even if it is a quorum. We can't vote on anything, but we can discuss strategy. But we should, if we have a quorum, if we have a number of people meeting together, we should send it to Robin, let her know we're having this. We all sign off on it, but it is private, it is not public, and we just can't vote on anything. But we can meet, if there's 4 Dems, we can meet the 4 Dems and discuss, but we should let them know ahead of time.
So it's a
That's fair.
party caucus, it's
That's fair.
not anything else.
Right.
That's fine.
Okay, so long as decisions aren't made behind anybody's back.
Right.
If you could have that lady, whoever she is, send either you or I the policy, I would appreciate that.
So I have 2 thoughts before we finish up, because it looks like we're finishing up.
Sure.
One is, I had an idea for a fundraiser, not gonna save the youth center or anything like that.
She didn't send me a policy, but she gave me an example.
Yeah.
But,
Nothing.
Well, then why don't you contact them?
yeah.
Well, if you're telling me I have to do something, you need to follow up with policy. Otherwise, you know, anybody can say it.
Otherwise, it'll be hard.
My apologies.
I don't know if this is something you guys would be interested in, but I was thinking in early November, when people are getting ready to send out their Christmas cards, of doing pictures with Santa, where people take pictures with their phone, suggest a donation of $10.
Do you know a good Santa?
No, she doesn't at all.
Then it'll be rough.
She can't find Mrs. Santa to go with Santa either.
So that
Extra
was
for the
something, I mean,
missus.
it's not gonna bring in a huge amount of money, but it might if we did it.
Would John do that? He'd be okay,
Oh.
We could sell them, yeah.
That's a cute idea.
I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
wonderful. You can-
nice.
that would be great. Everybody would love that.
Yeah.
So that was all I was able to come, I asked everybody I
great.
met in the last month, what do you think is a good library fundraiser? And
Yeah,
I-
we did that at the Wellington Public Library when I was a baby. They had Miss
Yeah, we've done that before. Had people.
I mean,
Yeah,
why did I
I'm
say
trying to
Wellington?
get
I meant
fundraiser
Windsor
ideas
Locks.
from-
Yeah, we've done it here too, though.
The other thing that I thought we might wanna cover before we get done is we've had a discussion about whether or not to have Zoom meetings, do we wanna do a vote? So that it's official and it's done,
Oh, yeah, because how do we?
and we're all set for
decide
next.
here.
Yeah, the next meeting.
Do an official, I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Do you need a 6-person? Do you have to have a full board or just who you have?
You
have
You
a
have to
quorum.
have like
Just have
everybody,
a quorum.
just a quorum, okay.
She wants to know if we should have an official vote on whether or not.
Let me ask this, is this resuming Zoom, we would still be in person, but Zoom would be offered? Or we may also, as members, Zoom?
Well, the original idea,
That, yeah.
when we were saying meeting in person, was that we would always meet in person, but we would have Zoom and everybody
Okay,
from
so
the
that's
town.
what you're proposing.
That's what I'm proposing is to officially decide to not have Zoom meetings.
Oh, I see.
That was what I
That's
was
the
proposing.
language here.
Okay, I thought that we're in flux right now and
Yeah.
everybody's stressing, and if we just make a decision, it's done, was what I was thinking.
Well, I think my question would be like, yeah, because would we start the next meeting with Zoom since we didn't vote on the?
Sure.
That's
Sure.
why I'm saying we should
Yeah.
just vote,
Mhm.
and that way we know what we're doing next month.
But I think, Nick, you wanted on an agenda.
Well, it
No.
should be, it
Oh,
should be
that's
put on
true,
an
too.
agenda first and then voted on. Right. Unless we voted to put it on the agenda and then went into the process of doing
Really, can't you make a motion?
Can't I make a motion
I
as
don't
new
see that that
business?
needs to be,
What
yeah.
if we go with Zoom next time? We put the Zoom discussion on the agenda.
Sure.
And we invite people who are there, you know, if people want the Zoom, and let them Zoom in and tell us why. And give us background for it. You see what I mean?
To see what's
That
wrong.
sounds good.
I mean, tonight we saw two people that would have probably utilized Zoom, right?
Wouldn't Margaret come in anyway? I mean,
Yeah, she was,
there's-
I don't know how.
there's-
But I mean, we had
there's
Ralph.
Zoom link- Yeah, okay, Ralph, yes, I
Yeah.
agree with Ralph, but the Zoom link was there and Margaret came in anyway.
True, yeah, well,
Yeah.
some people like to do things in person.
My concern is we should do the minimum for the people. I mean, I think that's a poor mindset to go.
I don't think not doing Zoom is the minimum. I think not doing Zoom is a choice of multiple ways of I don't think it's
Legally, you don't have
doing
to.
more or
Correct,
less.
and I
I think it's
recognize
doing
that.
one
That's what
way
that's
or
about.
another way. It's
Yeah.
not doing less.
Well, why would we take that away from people?
Because
I
you're
have
the
mixed
only
feelings
one
on all
that I ever
Spain.
heard say, you're hearing people that say they want it. I don't hear that.
I've never
We
heard
had
it.
numerous
We
people
get
come on the
inhibited.
meeting, so.
Not really.
Yes, we have.
Mary-
One
Mary
And then
Catherine
we looked in and
talked
then
about
watch
it.
what you
I
say.
Clean my mouth
And
up,
then,
I can't do as many,
And then,
kills the whole thing.
And we did
I can't think of her name right now, I apologize.
meetings. when we were in the
Okay, and one
room
mystery
upstairs,
person, that
we
brings
didn't
three.
have to do that.
That's
We
lots
got
of
more
people.
accomplished, done that.
So-
I said we
Did say what
had
was on
people
our mind,
come
we
on.
didn't have to watch our P's and
I just don't understand the resistance to say, no, you
Well,
can't
like,
say
you
it. I
can
just,
think
it's
of people,
baffles me.
anybody can come to the meetings.
It just
You know,
baffles me why you would.
You know, like what was it, the Gong Show, the Gong
I don't-
Show,
I
they
don't
just
see
pull
Zoom
you
as
right off the
necessary.
stage. and-
You
That's right, you
remember
can restrain the
time to
public.
go.
If we're
If
not
we
gonna,
just,
if
we
we're not
need
gonna
it, I
go
don't know,
on
occasionally,
Zoom,
we talk
say
over 30
the
seconds.
meeting over at 9:10.
Sure,
Yeah,
We'll think about it.
okay.
And think about it.
And then we'll be in touch about whether it's gonna be the 22nd.
Yeah, I will talk
think
to
we're
Joy.
doing
that. That
and
was recorded.
we'll see what-
yeah, but only
Okay.
for Joy to do
Yeah.
the minutes.
Very good.
Okay, so give me your opinion.